Good morning everybody, how are you today? We are at Banoon Academy, teacher Rima المهيرات 10th grade. Our lesson is about reading. It's about unit 4, what career? It's about reading archaeology now. And as we talked about in the last class, we talked about this website. حكينا this is the website. The title of this website is Archaeology Now, and the address is www.archaeology.org. That's organization. And we talked about how many pages are there. There are 9 pages. The open ones are career advice, وحكينا عنهم بالحصة الماضية career advice, and the articles. It's about across a century, and the last page, which is opened, it's circuit digger. It's blogs about circuit diggers. And look at here. In the last class, yes, we talked about. Look at this one. Yes, the first paragraph we talked about this word. Let's revise this quickly. Competitive, aware, secure, oversupply, graduate, painstaking, instant, and discomfort. Competitive, that's mean تنافسي. Aware, مهتم أو متيقظ أو منتبه. Secure, آمن اللي هو safe from danger. Oversupply اللي هو فائض عن الحاجة. Graduate اللي هو متخرج. Painstaking, it's adjective, that's mean شاق. Instant, فوري. Adjective happening immediately. Discomfort, that's mean اللي هي عدم الراحة, اللي هي feeling of being comfortable physically or mentally, or something that causes this. And we talked about this advice. حكينا teacher, the aim of this page about career advice is the information. The advice and the information in this page could help you to decide whether archaeology is the right path for you. And we talked about to start again. It's talk about the job in the archaeology. حكينا jobs in archaeology are few and far between. Jobs are not always secure, and here jobs are not well paid. كمان حكينا عن how is archaeology is slow and painstaking work. آخر إشي the last point it's about hard physical work, لأنه بيتعلق دائما اللي هو بيكون في field work as this picture here, زي البيكتشر موجودة عنا هون. They always kneeling in the mud, on mud بالطين. So it's always complaining, they're always complaining about their knees عن ركبهم. And look at here, we talked about the second one. If you still interested, إذا لسه teacher مهتم بالأركيولوجي, في عنا هون here's some advice about اللي هي next steps. Before we start, let's read the words together. Small scale, صغيرة النطاق, it's adjective, small especially when compared to another things like it. And finds اللي هي الموجودات, اللي هي noun, occur or variable thing or special person that has been discovered but was not known about before. Combine, that means يجمع يوحد. To do two activities at the same time. And we talked about circuit, it's a noun اللي هي regular pattern of visits or the places visited. اللي هي supervisor, it's a noun معناها مشرف, a person whose job is to supervise someone or something. Specialist اللي هو أخصائي, someone who has a lot of experience, knowledge, skills in particular subject. And impact اللي هي ذا تأثير, the force or action in one object hitting other. Remote, it's an adjective that means far away and distant. And we talked about in this page, if you في عنا 3 حكينا group of peoples. There are 3 group of people اللي هم حكينا under 15 plus 15, and if you have a degree حكينا اللي بيكون under the 15 as we talked about yesterday اللي حكينا عنه امبارح. حكينا بيكون لازم ينضموا join to local archaeology club, and small scale digs and short handling small finds. كمان بيكتبوا write اللي هو report in the about the excavations on the school magazine. ولازم يكونوا كمان interested or study science, perhaps كمان classical language like Latin. And if you plus 15 إذا كان عمرك فوق 15 teacher, كمان حكينا you might want to consider a degree. لازم يكون عندك degree علامات عالية بالأركيولوجي كمان بالarts, history, science, databases, evidence analysis. and if you have a degree إذا كان عندك degree طبعا درجة عالية بالarchaeologist to be an archaeologist. في عنا different careers، حكينا عن الكاريرز المهن اللي حكينا عنهم اللي هي academic، ممكن تكون teaching about teaching، research field work laboratory work اللي هي اختصارها دائما نحكي لها lab، اللي هي مختبر circuit digger. بتكون most people طبعا بيكون started like a circuit digger but it isn't suitable for a person the oldest one، مش مناسبة teacher للold person. and look at here dig supervisor، حكينا هاي أهم career in this archaeology because of what؟ لأنه البي بيكون better، الدفع بيكون better. and you could move on، ممكن إنك تصير researcher or find specialist. and here government officer بيكون دايما بيعطينا advising for example on the impact of the new road on a site. كمان آخر واحدة the last one career is about museum officer. it's collecting and displaying finds to the public، بيعملنا collecting بيجمع and displaying بيعرض الفاينز الموجودات اللي وجدوهم بالexcavations to the public للعامة. and here there are two boxes. حكينا البوكس الأول بيحكي عن السيركت ديجر، الأشياء البلسز والماينسز، وحكينا عن التوب tips for getting your first jobs. and let's move to the second here. The second paragraph yesterday we talked about اللي هي الارticles اللي about across a century. حكينا across a century it's about inspire، حكينا اللي هي teacher الانسباير، حكينا inspire وذات مين اللي هي verb معناها يلهم، it's a verb that mean يلهم. حكينا inspire to make someone feel that you want to do something and can do it. حكينا torrential، حكينا TLIAL here shell torrential معناها غزير، بتستخدم دائما used to refer to very heavy rain. وبلاgue what the meaning of plague اللي هي بنحكي له بالعربي اللي هو يكتسح، اللي هو to cause worry pain or difficulty to someone or something over a period of time، اللي هي يجتاح أو يكتسح، اللي هو طبعا negative اللي هو view، من negative view مش البوزيتيف view، من ناحية سلبية مش ناحية اللي بتكون إيجابية. absorbing من معنى absorbing it's an adjective اللي هي معناها طبعا لاحظ إنه لو تنتهي زي البينستيكينج والabsorbing هن مش noun هي adjective. why؟ لأنه هون حتى لو ينتهوا ب-ing موقوع من الجملة absorbing it's an adjective، هي adjective معناها something that is absorbing is very interesting and keeps your attention، اللي هي شيء اللي هو يجذب الانتباه. emerge what the meaning of emerge يخرج أو يظهر. to appear by coming out of something طبعا نعرف إنه emerge it's a verb. intact that mean adjective not damage اللي هو غير متضرر. humble تيجي هون teacher poor or low or of a low level. ممكن نحكي كمان humble معناها بالعربي تكون متواضع. prehistoric حكينا من كلمة history تاريخ، historic تاريخي، pre طبعا إشي قبلي يعني ما قبل التاريخ. prehistoric it's an adjective describing the period before there were written records. هون involve حكينا involve that mean verb it's a verb طبعا that mean اللي هو يحوي. if an activity situation involves something that thing is a part of this activity بيكون جزء من هاي النشاط of this activity. temple نعرف انها temple هي عبارة عن معبد it's a noun معناها هي teacher in English building used for worship or God or gods in some religions. so please teacher don't forget to write these words in your notebook. لا تنسى تكتب لي هاي الكلمات and send me your work here. and this page is about across a century. حكينا عن this article and بدنا نقرأ كمان يا teacher about the blogs اللي هي search diggers about site supervisors اللي هم مشرفين هاي الموقع أو هاي الصفحة الويب سايت. بيحكينا عن circuit diggers. here there are هون 3 paragraphs about the search diggers. look at across a century. let's to make it clear for you look at this one. I will read and explain each paragraph here together. please open your book. لا تنسي teacher open your student book on page 41 على الارتيكل اللي هي across a century. look at here across a century. next year the Department of Archaeology at the University of the North will have been training young archaeologists for 100 years. طب بتحكي لنا انه next year ان شاء الله، بتحكي لنا next year here اللي هي السنه الجايه Department of Archaeology اللي هو قسم الاركيولوجي الاثار at the University of the North. تذكروا هون عنا اللي هو بروفيسور دي بارنز اللي اخذناه باليونت 1. حكينا بروفيسور دي بارنز هو عباره عن عالم اثار archaeologist هو عباره عن archaeologist بيدرس الاركيولوجي at the University of the North. and هاي this university هاي الجامعه teacher will have been اللي هي training راح تدرب your archaeologist for 100 years. So here we talked about this one اللي هو which university archaeology department is 100 years old. قديش عمرها؟ طبعا هاي الجامعة it's 100 years old ودائما تعمل training about to the archaeologist. and look at here one of the first students بيحكي لها أول طالب في هون من هاي this university wrote in his diary اللي هي مذكراته today we heard about the valley of the kings. سمعوا طبعا بالvalley of the kings. this is اللي هو an excavation here. two American archaeologists believe that they have found the tomb of تونكامون. نعرف ان تونكامون اللي هي تونكامون اللي هي tomb of the تونكامون but it contain no treasure. بيحكي لك انه في عنا two archaeologists American archaeologists عالمين اثار American is they are طبعا found او they so found in this site اللي هو a tomb of تونكامون but it contain no treasure. بس هذا التومب يا teacher not اللي هي it contains no treasure ما في ولا كنز no treasures. it's amazing to think. I will clean it. طبعا نعرف هاي الكلمة بس بقرأها treasures هاي بقرأها اللي هي كلمة treasures الكنوز. طبعا طلعوا بين between the direct speech هون عنا direct speech between the quotation mark. it's amazing to think that when this department first opened its door بيحكي لك it's here the real tomb of Tutankhamun was still undiscovered and the death mask of the young king had not yet been seen in the modern era. بيحكي لك انه it's amazing طبعا كان من روعة to think that when the first department opened لما فتح أول قسم في الاركيولوجي in this university في هاي الجامعة its doors the real tomb of Tutankhamun. طبعا الريل tomb اللي هي بيحكوا له tomb it's of Tutankhamun اللي هي was still undiscovered ما كان مكتشف. discovered مكتشف undiscovered غير مكتشف. and the death mask اللي هي الماسك death mask of the young king للملك الصغير had not yet been seen in the modern era كان لسه مش موجود لما فتحوا this اللي هو department opened its door ما كان يتيجر undiscovered اللي هو tomb of Tutankhamun. and here the death mask of the young king طبعا in the modern era اللي هي العصر بسميه era. here it's عصر modern حديث it's an adjective and era it's a noun. what the meaning of era اكتب عندك يا teacher era it's a noun it's mean اللي هي العصور أو العصر الحديث. modern era this mean العصر الحديث. present students of the department have grown up with the image. بيحكي لك انه present student الطلاب الحاليين of the department في هذا القسم grown up with the image طبعا with the image في صورة ايش؟ it's what inspired me to talk up the archaeology. third year student Christy طب يحكي لك it's what inspired me to take up archaeology. ايش اللي خلاهم inspired يقول لها طبعا inspired me ألهموا حتى بيضلوا بالاركيولوجي اللي هي عن مين about the tomb Tutankhamun لأنه مش they were still undiscovered اللي هي tomb of Tutankhamun and death mask of the young king so they اللي هو interested and inspired me to take up archaeology. هذا اللي خلاه بيفوت بالاركيولوجي لأنه he want to discover اللي هو tomb of Tutankhamun and about the death mask of the young king. and here the third year student حكينا this is an adjective هاي بكونها من الثيرد year اللي هي طالبة السنة الثالثة كريستي Brown, her name is Christy Brown, told me أخبرت when I has volunteered to work with Professor Barnes as I told you زي ما حكيت لكم. Professor Barnes he is an archaeologist at the university, هو professor at the University of the North. طبعا كانت تحكي لنا هون this is Christy, it's Christy has volunteered كانت طوعت to work with Professor Barnes on the Royal Palace. كانت متطوعة بالرويال بالاس اللي هي بالقصر اللي هو الملكي in the very north of Scotland. طبعا سكوتلاند في اسكتلندا for the last 2 summers بآخر صيفين. If you can call it summer. Christy laughed. طبعا why did Christy laugh? She reminded me of the torrential rain that plagued the excavations for 3 months. So طبعا كريستي بتحكي لك هم بالسمرز بسكوتلاند ما كان عبارة عن سمر. It can't called summer. ليش بتحكينا Yes, as we told here, it's about how the summer can't call it summer because of Christy. Why did Christy laugh? Because of this summer. Because here she reminded me of the torrential rain that plagued the excavation. So the rain was heavy. What the meaning of torrential? Torrential that mean اللي هو غزير. بسميه teacher that mean غزير اللي هي بسميه very heavy rain. Very heavy rain here, torrential. And look at the rain here that plagued the excavation اللي دمر اللي هي excavation for 3 months. And look at here, all the volunteers worked in the waterproof clothing. So in that summer all the volunteers كلهم متطوعين اللي هو طبعا they are working اللي هو under the Professor Barnes guidance. They worked in waterproof clothing. كانوا يلبسوا ملابس اللي هي ضد المطر for weeks and on end. Christy said, look at here. Okay, look, Christy said, unfortunately, the rain gets in eventually and you end up completely soaked. What the meaning of completely soaked? اللي بشكل نهائي soaked يعني متغرق في الماء. Yes, soaked اللي هي بسميها teacher in another word اللي هي soaked متغرق في الماء. It's a verb طبعا. It's a verb. So there was here a torrential rain in that اللي هي summer. And look at here. I wondered she'd felt like giving up. طبعا this one اللي بيحكي الستودنت اللي بيحكي عن كريستي بيحكي I wondered if she'd like to give up إنها كانت استسلمت and take off this all excavation in Scotland, but not at all. العكس تماما. Was her reply, I'm hooked on ancient Scottish history. What the meaning of hooked on? In Arabic بسميها متعلق. طبعا يتعلق في شيء ما. Hooked on. In English, unable to stop doing something. طبعا put it down in your notebook. اكتبوا لي teacher this note. Hooked on. This is the metaphor. طبعا هنا في عنا استعارة. But then hooked on. She's hooked on. يعني unable to stop doing something. طبعا ancient here. This is C والI تنقرأ إيش teacher here. Ancient that mean Scottish history. Ancient that mean old قديم Scottish history. So she never giving up. She never gave up because of what? Because she's hooked on ancient Scottish history. كانت متعلقة بالScottish history. So I find the work absorbing. So she found that work absorbing اللي هي what the meaning of absorbing. حكينا absorbing that mean اللي هو جدير بالاهتمام بسميه it's an adjective. حكينا حتى في بعض الadjective اللي بتنتهي ب ing it isn't a noun neither a verb. These are طبعا بيكونوا هون adjective. They're adjective here. Absorbing it's an adjective that mean اللي هي جدير بالاهتمام. طبعا وجدت انه عن بالرغم if I really don't notice how wet and cold I am. إذا that isn't matter if she was cold or wet ما كان معناتها مهتمة. إذا كانت wet اللي هي مبللة or cold because she was she find أو she found the work absorbing. كانت تلاقي إنه this الهيستوري because she's hooked on ancient Scottish history. كانت متعلقة بالسكوتش history. So it isn't matter. ما كان عندها مشكلة if she gets اللي هي wet or cold. And look at here, under Professor Barnes' guidance and using scientific method unavailable a century ago, the site has been recorded and trenches are being dug to establish its history. What that mean? حكينا عن بروفيسور دي بارنز under بروفيسور بارنز guidance تحت إشراف اللي guidance اللي هي إشراف بسميها guide. Yes, this is guidance. That's mean اللي هو إشراف اللي هو under Professor Barnes. حكينا he is a professor in the Department of Archaeology at the University of the North. حكينا البروفيسور دي بارنز under his اللي هو guidance and using scientific methods and available a century ago. طبعا هون scientific method as I told you زي ما حكيت لكم إنه if you interested to be an archaeologist إذا كنت مهتم يا teacher to be an archaeologist you have to study science. لازم تدرس الساينس. Why? Because it's very important to discover anything اللي هو with science method with scientific methods لأن scientific methods it's make the route it's so easy بتخلي الطريق أسهل حتى to discover all things do you want to discover اللي هو under the earth. Look at here حكينا scientific method and available a century ago ما كانت موجودة عنا طبعا تحت إشرافه and using scientific methods. scientific methods الطرق العلمية ما كانت موجودة unavailable اللي هي the opposite of the unavailable. available متاح unavailable غير متاح. it's an adjective طبعا this is an اللي هي adjective. This is an adjective. And here a century ago ما كانت موجودة خلال القرون الماضية. The site has been recorded. طبعا this site اللي it's very important site has been recorded and the trenches are being dug. Trenches are being dug. What the meaning of trenches? Trenches that mean اللي هي الخنادق in that site في ذلك الموقع. trenches اللي هي خنادق are being dug اللي هي حفرت to establish its history حتى اللي هو يكتشفوا التاريخ الموجود in this site in that site. The first exciting finds أول إشي يا teacher الفايندز الإشي الأول حفورة أو شيء وجدوه اللي هي emerge. What the meaning of emerge? It's a verb. حكينا ظهر أو خرج اللي هو last summer. إذن so the first exciting when was the first exciting finds emerge? Yes, last summer. Again, when did the first exciting finds emerge? Yes, the first exciting finds emerged last summer في الصيف اللي هي الماضي. An almost intact drinking cup. شو بيحكي لنا هون intact? What the meaning of intact? حكينا that's mean اللي هي intact that's mean اللي هي سليم. It's not damaged غير متضرر. Intact drinking cup يعني كأس للشرب سليم من غير تضرر not damage. What the meaning of intact? It's an adjective كمان يا teacher as I told you. Yes, it's an adjective that's mean اللي هي سليم not damage. A silver brooch. What the meaning of silver brooch حكينا اللي هي بسميها اللي هي الدبوس أيوة للزينة دبوس للزينة. إذن the first exciting finds the first one can intact drinking cup. الثانية teacher it's about silver brooch. Again what the meaning of silver brooch? الدبوس من الفضة. a sword blade اللي هي غمد للسيف sword blade and a great deal of broken pottery and animal bones from the castle's rubbish dump. What that mean? حكينا and a great deal of broken pottery. طبعا في كثير من البوتري اللي هو الأوعية الفخارية المكسورة and كمان في عندهم animal bones عظام للحيوانات from the castle's rubbish dump. من وين طلعوها؟ طبعا all of these تخيلوا انهم طلعوها من الربش دمب. شو معنى الربش دمب؟ الربش دمب مكب النفايات الموجود بالكاسل in the اللي هو اللي موجودوا بالسايت بالاكسكافيشن. اوكي اذا from the castle's rubbish dump again from the castle's rubbish dump اللي هي مكب النفايات. Christy is as exciting by the humble finds. كانت طبعا كثير excited. She was excited by the humble finds. حكينا هون humble as I told you مش معناها هي teacher بور، هون جاي متواضع. so humble finds as by the exotic. what the meaning of exotic؟ اللي هي exotic غريب أو عجيب. exotic غريب أو عجيب. it's an adjective that's mean اللي هي غريب. strangers. okay stranger اللي هي exotic again underline the word and write it's an adjective that's mean and اللي هو غريب أو عجيب. and you can learn a lot about people by looking. شو بتحكي لنا كريستي told us about the rubbish dump. how important is the rubbish dump؟ قديش مهمة الربش dump. look at here. شو بتحكي لنا you can learn a lot about people by looking at their rubbish. ممكن إن نعرف كثير from the people's rubbish. imagine that. تخيلوا بتحكينا من الربش you can learn a lot about the history. ممكن إن بنعرف كثير عن الهيستوري تاريخ of this اللي هو era في ذلك العصر. she says because ليش تحكي لنا this؟ why did she say that؟ why did the rubbish is so important to Christy? because of what? listen up. because it tells you about their daily lives from his point of view. طبعا من وجهة نظر بتحكينا it's why. طبعا why did Christy tell us about how it's important to look at the people's rubbish. ليش تحكينا it's important to look at people rubbish؟ because of what؟ because it's tell you about تخبرنا their daily lives. تحكينا عن حياتهم اليومية. to me this is a treasure as much as a silver bowl or a chest of gold coins. so هي شو بتحكي لنا teacher on to me؟ طبعا for her to her اللي هي مين راجعة teacher it refer to what؟ to me. yes great job. it's refer to Christy ترجع لكريستي لأنها بتحكي عن herself اللي هي كريستي. to me this is treasure تحكي لنا إنه هذا الكنز اللي لقته humble finds. من وجهة نظرها هي humble finds أشياء متواضعة اللي زي ما حكينا لهم intact drinking cup and silver brooch, sword blade, great deal of broken pottery or and animal's bones. they are a humble friends and they are very اللي هو this treasure بتعتبره كنز بالنسبة لها as much as كأنه a silver bowl وعاء من الفضة or a chest of gold coins. شو معنى chest of gold coin؟ صندوق من العملات الذهبية. so chest that's mean اللي هي صندوق. chest that's mean صندوق. okay practice reading this paragraph teacher. then let's look at the blogs. حكينا يا teacher عن الارticles. now we will talk about the blogs. حكينا البلوجز اللي هي المدونات الموجودة. طبعا مين كتب المدونات؟ هو السايت سوبرفايزرز. سايت سوبرفايزر. what the meaning of site supervisor؟ مشرفين الصفحة. حكينا هون بيتم يحكوا عن السيركت ديجرز. circuit diggers. how many are there؟ how many circuit diggers are there here؟ there are 3 of them. 3 of them اللي هو Tim Manio. yes who comes from USA. Lily Carroll who comes from Ireland. and the last one Mark Fuller who comes from Australia اللي إجا من Australia. look at the first one. let's read and I will explain. look at this picture. what is the picture is about and إيش بتحكي لنا هاي الصفحة. look let's read and see what is this picture. إيش هاي الصورة؟ خليني أقرأ لكم then we will see what is it. look at here. Tim Manio USA. I worked all summer on building in the side streets of Bombay near the main gate. fascinating and it didn't rain. try it. you should wear a sun hat. though طبعا هون read more. if you want to read more you just click and go on and read about Tim Manio. مع as I told you حكيت لكم ان هاي ويب سايت وحكينا اي ويب سايت موجودة عنا في عنا information brief information يعني معلومات قصيرة ممكن إذا بدنا read more about this topic just click and read about it at the website عن أي website any website you want to read in it. Look at here. حكينا Tim Manuel. This is yes from Bombay. Where is Bombay? وين موجودة يا teacher Bombay? Yes, in India. Great job. This site excavation. This site is in Bombay near the main gate. بجانب اللي هي الجيت البوابة الرئيسية. The main gate. Streets of Bombay near the main gate. So this شو بيحكي لنا عن this site؟ شو بيحكي لنا عن هذا الموقع؟ بيحكي لك fascinating. Fascinating يعني very exciting, very great, very wonderful, and it didn't rain. بيحكي لك كمان كان الجو the weather was اللي هي very hot. كان hot. It didn't rain. And بيحكي لك try it. جربه. You should wear. أهم إشي لازم تكون wear sun hat because it is sunny there. It is sunny. هي جو مشمس there. And look at this picture. Where is this picture? What do you think? Look at here. Lily Carroll is from Ireland. This is Ireland one. At the end of excavation of the prehistoric settlement. طبعا look at here. Prehistoric settlement, we held an open day and lots of parents and children came to look at what we'd find. As they were really interested, I definitely recommended involving the public. What that mean? بتحكينا ليلي كارول at the end of the excavation آخر التيتر الحفريات. The prehistoric settlement. What the meaning of settlement؟ حط عندها underline. السيتلمنت هون يا تيتشر معناها اللي هي settlement اللي بسميها اللي هي المستعمرة أو الاستيطان أو الموقع اللي هي المستعمرة بسميه. In another word, it's مستعمرة. It's a noun. It's a noun. اللي prehistoric settlement المستعمرة ما قبل التاريخ أو المستوطنة. مستوطن or مستعمرة settlement from settlement. The verb of settle it's settlement. We held an open day. طبعا عمره this اللي هي prehistoric settlement فهي المستوطنة open day. شو معنى open day؟ يوم مفتوح. And lots of parents كثير من parents and children came to look at what we'd find. طبعا اجوا teacher children with parents and they come and saw the finds there. شافوا كل موجودات in that site and they were really interested. طبعا كانوا they were really interested. They refer to what؟ لإيش ترجع يا teacher they؟ Yes, it refers to the parents and the children. Great job. The parents and the children. Lots of parents and children because they were really interested. كانوا كثير مهتمين. So I definitely recommended توصينا يا teacher to involving. أخذنا كلمة involve. حكينا involve اللي هو يحوي أكثر اللي هي الببليك الجمهور. Involving. Look at here. The last one, the last circuit digger is Mark Fuller from Australia. What I like about this job, he talked about this job. What I like about this job is being able to travel. So, Mark Fuller likes traveling. بيحب teacher اللي هي traveling تنقل. So, he likes. Why does he like this job? He likes this job because this job is being able to travel. So, here I'm off to Central America shortly to work in Mayan Temple. A few weeks ago I was in Jordan excavating Neolithic settlement. So the first site it's about اللي Central America. Shortly أخذ teacher راح على الموقع أول شيء من Central America shortly طبعا بفترة قصيرة to work on Mayan Temple. راح على اللي هي Mayan Temple. Then after these sites بعد هذول المواقع a few weeks بعد اللي هو few weeks ago he was in Jordan. So he was in Jordan كان في الأردن. اللي هي excavating كان اللي هي الحفريات كانت about Neolithic settlement. شو معنى Neolithic؟ Neolithic اللي هي بسميها العصر اللي هو الحجري. العصر الجديد العصر الحجري أو العصر Neolithic اللي هي العصر الحجري. عصر حجري settlement مستوطنات من العصر الحجري طبعا in Jordan. إذن اللي هو حكينا عن مارك فيلر he is Australian, هو أسترالي, comes from Australia and he likes to travel a lot, بيحب كثير التنقل. So he was able to travel from site to site from Central America to Mayan Temple the last two after a few weeks. بعد teacher a few weeks ago he was in Jordan to about Neolithic settlement to excavate a Neolithic settlement. And now teacher, don't forget to practice reading at home, and tomorrow inshallah I'm going to read the text with you. راح أعطيكم teacher امتحان قراءة إن شاء الله next إن شاء الله Sunday. See you إن شاء الله next time.